Hi guys again. Now this is the second monster I'm talking about, so I will try to be as accurate as possible. Now who else do you think of when you think of monsters? Like, name your top 3. I've already talked about Frankenstein. So what else do you think? Well, there's a vampire named Dracula, which is who I'm going to talk about next. Now, I forgot to mention in my last video, a girl version of Frankenstein, or technically Frankenstein's descendant. Now, because yes, I'm talking about the Monster High, Frankenstein, which is which is nothing like her other characters, though she does have good traits other than appearance. With this one, there's also Dracula for the Monster High version of Dracula, who surprisingly is a vegan, no blood from animals. Most rest you'll see on her is either lipstick or red tomatoes. So, pretty much for Dracula, and I won't play that song, not too soon. There we go, a good song. Oops. Now, Dracula, or Count Dracula, was the original vampire. Sometimes people called him Nosferatu, but that was a really old version before when they were originally cranking up this. Now, Dracula was written by Bram Stoker back in 1897. Now, that's a little closer to the 1900s than what the other character I wrote, but at least, but it's still far. Now, Count Dracula was based off of has been based off of Vlad Dracul, a tyrant of Transylvania. But that's not where we're going to be who we're talking about. We're going to talk about. Though I will be talking about it again in soon. Dracula. The story of Dracula was of a young writer meeting up with, or an accountant or something like that, meeting up with a wealthy estate owner about moving some of his property to England. Now, ends up finding out this guy's a vampire because of certain similar traits that he either remembered or just found out. But he didn't really know what Dracula was. But ends up luckily escaping. Now, some people think that vampires are sparkly, teenage, moody guys. That is not true. For one thing, the sparkle is only with one kind of vampire. I'm not saying that there aren't sparkly vampires. I'm just saying that's one kind, but that's not what we're talking about. But it's like what they think of the pale skin. Extremely pale skin. Let's see. Dracula eventually does end up successfully coming to England. Ignore that music. But not before he kills a ship owner who takes him. Now, in the movie many movie versions of this, they have done ships. They have done something where because almost every story I've known, they've put in where someone gets first killed. In the Dracula 2000, they had a plane owner, or a pilot, who was the first kill of England, but not last. Now, as the story goes on, he meets two women, one named Mina Harker, and the other one I am looking up right now. Her name was Lucy, I believe. I believe her name was Lucy, but I don't remember much. Now, they've done it where they've had Lucy and Mina, or sometimes they've just had Mina. Now, I am watching also Helsing, so, and I own the last book, and I find out that everything they've been creating has been from the original, one of the original echoes of Alucard, which was Mina Harker. So that's why I'm trying to finish up Ultimate as soon as possible. Quit. One moment, I have to turn speed over. Now what happens, many people have, adapted to the story and changed it around, making different movies or books, stories based off them, such as Twilight, or Helsing, or Dracula 2000. There's not been one version where they haven't been completely wrong. Because like Dracula, unlike Dracula, who's one of a kind, there are different kinds of vampires or different stories of vampires told throughout the world, different ways of perceiving them. But though most of it, there's several similar traits that always come throughout each story. After a long battles and bloodshed, Dracula ends up being killed, as well as the man who as well as the man who defeats him, Abraham von Helsing. Now, this one's gonna be a little short because I won't do the third one for a while, because I'm gonna take a little break, maybe do my research, some better research on the third one. I'll leave the computer on.
Off.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my father. Sorry, Dad, you're on YouTube now. I'm just watching the Crow stuff. So I think I'm on like the second or last one. I'm not sure. Oops. Oh, now it's raining again. Speaking of which, if you guys are trick-or-treating tomorrow, I would suggest getting some raincoats. I don't know how well you guys can hear that. Now, if you guys really are interested in the original story of Dracula, read the Bram Stoker, read up on history. It's better to learn on your own as well as learning from others. Now, I would say don't watch certain movies because, watch movies because certain versions of vampires or certain movies of Dracula are very terrifying and very inappropriate for some ages. So I don't know how old most of my viewers are. Now I'm still trying to figure out which other monsters characters that are related to Monster High I want to do, because I do want to make sure they're also related to Monster High. Oh gosh. I'm hoping electric doesn't go out. So this is me signing off for now. Click like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys hopefully soon, if not tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys a little later. Or hopefully. And if not, have a happy Halloween, have a safe Halloween. And listen to your parents. Trust me, they know what they're talking about.